Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Just in case anyone needs it, my name is Sergeant Freddie Diaz, Fredddiaz. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Division of Police. So we just wanted to kind of get this informational release out to the outlets in reference to a video or a couple videos that surfaced over the weekend of some vehicles that were, driving downtown in a reckless manner. Uh, you know, burning their tires. One particular video we're aware of, there was an individual that had started a fire right under or right near the Playhouse Square on Euclid Avenue. So obviously this is something that's of concern for law enforcement. It's also should be a concern to the community. And we don't take these incidents very lightly. So we wanted to just kind of get an update on that. As soon as we became aware, we began to look into this further. There is an investigation involving this particular incident in reference to that fire. We're looking into that and to determine, who may be responsible for those acts. Again, we want to emphasize that, that type of those type of acts or those type of driving is dangerous. We don't condone it, and from the law enforcement perspective, we will enforce the laws that are applicable for those situations. At this point, obviously, it's just kind of early in the investigation. We have not made any arrest. However, if there's any information out there that can lead us to identifying these individuals, we would be happy to get that information and assist us with that investigation. We don't believe anyone was injured at this point. We haven't got any reports to confirm anyone was injured from these incidents. However, if that report is not made to us, there's no way for us to really determine that. But if someone was injured, obviously we will look into that as well. So that's pretty much the update I have in reference to that. These incidents did occur, like I said, late Saturday or Sunday morning, actually, real early Sunday morning, around between midnight and 1 o'clock was some of the incidents that we had, the videos that we saw. So, since then, we've been obviously on alert. Officers are out there in the downtown service unit we have out there. We have our patrol officers that are, aware that these incidents occur, and we will be responding if we get any more. Hopefully we do not. So I'll open it up for a couple questions.
When it comes to, this is Nadine with a Channel 5. When it comes to these incidents, as we've seen videos in different areas, Ohio City, Playhouse Square, how many incidences are you guys investigating, and in what areas did they take place?
So we're aware of a few. We're still trying to determine how many are total. Once that information is confirmed, we can definitely let you know. Mark, I think you have one.
Yeah, you and I have talked a lot about the Kia boys and car thefts from teenagers. Do you suspect that these are teenagers and that those cars were stolen?
It's hard to confirm at this point. We're still part of the investigation. Likely it looks like some, relatively young individuals are there. But we haven't been able to confirm that at this moment.
Okay, thank you.
And then Freddie, there some city leaders and some viewers are kind of questioning why police weren't there quicker, or why no arrests were made when police got there. I mean, if you can explain that a little bit.
Yeah, Peggy, good question. So these, we mentioned a little bit ago about a whole government approach, right? And this is, something where we need to share this responsibility with our community. Accountability is important. These events don't magically appear, right? They don't fall from the sky. This is something that's pre-planned. We believe it's pre-planned. So there's quite a few individuals that are aware of this, and we ask that they take the responsibility and have accountability to notifying us of these incidents. So it is important to be aware, and it's important for the public to notify us. It's kind of cliche, but you see something, say something, but that's, very applicable in this situation where this is not just one or two people that show up. This is multiple individuals. And I think it's, everyone's responsibility to bring that to the light in order to keep our community safe.
Hey Freddie, Gabby Hart with Channel 19. I know we talked a couple of weeks ago about car meets and how it's been something that we've been seeing across the nation, the dangers of it. Now we've seen, this incident happen, these incidents. I guess my question to you is what message now is the department sending after seeing something so extreme happening on Cleveland streets?
Uh, Thank you, Gabby. Yeah, so our message is, this is something that we have to all be accountable. There's posts after the fact, people posting pictures, selfies about these car meets and, sort of bragging about these situations. And it's sad that, individuals think this is the right thing to do. And it's not. It's, very responsible. There are some potential, devastating consequences, not only, in traffic laws, but injuries to person, which is to us the most important. So the message is we as a community in partnership with law enforcement need to step up and put a stop to this. If someone is aware, especially on social media, when the posts or the announcements are being made about this, we ask that folks make the call law enforcement, call your city leaders, say, hey, I'm aware of these situations, and make it known to us so we can be prepared and respond. These incidents occur really quickly. The one in particular on Playhouse Square, our officers were there, and the vehicles dispersed as officers were arriving. So when our officers arrive, they have to assess the situation. We can't just come and say, hey, you're guilty of something, right? We have to figure out who's involved. And in that process, vehicles dispersed and left the scene. So that obviously after the fact, we're able to review videos and start looking at the information. But in the moment, that's information that we don't have. And it's important for our community to let us know. That way we can respond and act accordingly.
Now, whenever we talk about the summer, it's almost as if we always see an increase in activity and events, whether in downtown. I mean, Wessex, we can go down the list. What are you guys doing? I mean, to try and prevent this, now that we're seeing so many of these car incidences, what are you doing to try and prevent it from happening moving forward?
So, we always have our officers, aware of these situations. So, being advised, understanding these organized events. So as soon as we get this information, we can, allocate resources depending on where they are and what's going on. So, part of it is, again, educating the public, educating the community how these are dangerous situations. And we hope that, again, as a community as a whole, we can bring some resolution to this and prevent this from happening.
One concern from a couple of the council people is, are there enough police officers downtown? Where there are enough police officers in that area? Why didn't anybody see it? Or why was it allowed to go on for a couple minutes before, officers got there?
So, one of the things, Peggy, that's important to realize is, when someone makes a call and it gets to our dispatch center and it's dispatched, there's a few minutes that could go by potentially on that. But officers were there as cars were dispersing. They were, like I said, they arrived and, multiple cars began to disperse and leave the scene. So our officers were present and able to get there. However, in fairness and in able to apply the law, we have to determine what's going on and what happened. And in that process, obviously these individuals were able to disperse. But again, it comes back to just, making us aware as soon as possible, making that call, see something, say something, or if you know in advance. I'll take maybe one more question if anyone has. If not, we can wrap it up. Good?
Yeah,
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, one more thing that there's a downtown Cleveland Ambassador station that I believe just opened up a few months ago, about 2 blocks north of Playhouse Square. I'm curious how CPD officers work with the ambassadors, how late the ambassadors are out. Again, it seems like, okay, they should be patrolling close to it, right? I mean, if it's a safety station, but yeah.
So yeah, we work with them closely. This is one of our partnerships we have with downtown. It is important to make that known, and we rely on their information as well. They do call us. They call our dispatch center when they see something and say something. They do call. So it's a very important partnership for us as a division, as a city, to have these safety ambassadors downtown.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, everyone.